Hello, everyone, and welcome to our recipe scaling information session. So, pretty excited to be bringing this to you guys. It's still very early days and very much a work in progress from Vorwerk, our German maker of the Thermomix. So, I'll just have to let some people in as we go. Yeah, so it's very exciting. I've been one of the testers for this new software, which is really a game changer. We were just talking before we started the recording about how it's going to be so good for people who are just cooking for themselves or just for two and don't want herds of food left over. Also, if you are perhaps, going around Australia in a caravan, you don't want a portion size of 8 when there's only 2 of you or 4 of you. You don't really have a deep freezer in your caravan, so that's really handy too. If you're having extra people drop in, if your kids are sort of around the teenage plus age, they bring friends and suddenly you need a bigger serving size. So it's just going to be fabulous. As per usual, Thermomix really listen to their customers and what we want and make the changes necessary. So without further ado, let's have a look.
My table is always full, except when everyone decides to go out, or when we make them go out. Anyway, my table is always scaling up and down, and my favorite recipes should adapt too, because my table, my way. Introducing scaled recipes on Cookidoo, allowing you to adapt your recipe servings so that you can cook for the right number of people sitting at your table. My Thermomix, my way.
So that's just a little introduction, a little teaser. And for those of you, I'm pretty sure you ladies have all got TM6s. You would be well aware of the fact that you can put your own recipes in as well. But I thought while we're here, I may as well show you this little clip too.
There are many ways to cook with Thermomix. A bolognese, for example. There is Harry's way with Wagyu beef. There is Anna's way with no meat at all. Mia's way is a French chef's way. And then there is the best way, my way. Introducing created recipes. Now you can create, import and modify your favorite recipes. Save them all in one place and cook them with your Thermomix. Created recipes. Find them on Cookidoo.
Perfect. So who's been using the created recipe? And if you don't want to be on camera, that's perfectly okay. I understand. But yeah, if you could utilize the chat or come off mute and chat to me, that would be fantastic. Have you utilized the created recipe by loading in your own recipes yet?
Wasn't aware it was there, but now I am.
There you go, Linda. I thought it was worth putting in.
Yes, please. Thank you.
That's okay. And, if you need any help with that, please don't hesitate to reach out. Yeah. How about you, Val? Have you done any creative recipes yet?
No, not as yet, unfortunately, but I'm hopefully going to get into it. So we'll see how we go.
I think having the Christmas period coming up, where we have some downtime, we'll certainly see a bigger increase in people loading their own recipes. What about you, Maureen? Have you done any years yet?
A few.
A few. Awesome. I'll show you in my Cookidoo some of the things that I've added to my creative recipes just to inspire you all. Okay, so recipe scaling. Do we know much about it? Or
nothing.
Nothing?
Only that you can change it from what it is put into the system automatically. You can change it to 2, 4 or 6, 8, whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's all I know.
Fantastic. And it's different, of course, for different recipes, because if the bowl is already pretty full for the standard size, you're not going to be able to double it. You might be able to scale it down, which in Maureen and Linda's case is what they would want to do. But yeah, scaling up it's dependent on safety and what's going to fit in your bowl. Yeah. So obviously you can appreciate Cookidoo has over 90,000 recipes now. All right. So not all of the recipes have been scaled yet. So Thermomix in Australia put in their request of their top 200, if you like. So I will show you now the recipes that are in that top 200. Bear with me. I'm just going to share my screen again.
I'm taking notes, if anyone's wondering.
This will be recorded and you will have access to it. I will email it to you.
Oh, awesome.
Go. Can you see that pre-launch recipe list? Is it showing
No,
up?
I've just
No, you
no,
click on it again. Or stop sharing the recent video you just did.
Try again.
The joys of Zoom.
Yeah. Okay, is that working?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. So these are our top, I think, 200 recipes, and you will probably notice that many of them are from the basic cookbook. So the basic cookbook are our most popular recipes. So we started with those because we thought they're the recipes that everyone loves, and we have started with those. So when we go into Cookidoo, when we bring up these recipes, which I'm going to do in a moment, I've kind of collated a list of my top 15 recipes so far that already are ready to go with the pre-launch, with the scaling component. But all the other recipes you can scale up or down. However, you need to use the created recipes section to do that. So I'm not going to go into it too much right now because it will confuse you. But those recipes that I just showed you are good to go now. So you can click on them and I'm going to show you how. And it will say, do you want to adjust this to 2 portions, 4 portions, whatever the case may be. All right. So for ease, and Linda, I think, said that she likes to follow a recipe. She doesn't want to do the maths and recalculate and figure out how to, who does at the end of the day? Let's face it.
I failed at maths.
So I will also send you that list that I just showed you so that you know which recipe, so you don't have to manually go in and find each and every one that is or isn't scaled.
That'll be good. Thanks.
Yeah, that's okay. So with the recipes that are already scaled, there's no guesswork, okay? And they are 100% guaranteed with the normal chef's guarantee that with the normal Thermomix guarantee that they will work, okay? The recipes that are not yet scaled, you can save them into your created recipes and then modify the recipe. Now, obviously, that makes it more like the recipe community recipes, which are not guaranteed because they have not been tested by Thermomix chefs. And I'll go into it a bit more in a minute. Is everyone following me so far?
Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful. Don't want to lose you. Okay, so we are going to go into... Okay, can you see my Cookidoo?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Start at the start. So I've gone into the basic cookbook. And you probably may or may not know that you can actually search for recipes or collections. Okay, so if I go into collections and look at the basic cookbook, or you can actually search it from recipes as well. I've just typed in basic cookbook because I know a fair chunk of those are already done. All right, probably the thing on highest rotation in my house with teenagers is pizza dough. So let's have a look at it. So pizza dough, there we go. We've got all our normal information. And here we've got serving size, and this is where the magic happens. So if we click on that little arrow, we can change the serving size. At the moment, it makes 2 large pizzas, which they reckon is enough for 4 people. that's a lot, half a pizza each. But anyway, so if you just wanted to make it for 2, you can change that recipe down to 2, and then your recipe is modified to make 1 large pizza, which you might have some leftovers for the following night, or to take to lunch, to work if you want to. So it has effectively adjusted all of the measurements. The time has stayed the same because we're not actually cooking. And the dough, the kneading time is the same. So that's just really adjustments to the ingredients. And then, of course, if you want to make 3 large pizzas, you can.
That's pretty
So
fantastic.
now we've got 600
Yeah.
grams of baker's flour instead of 400 grams.
Yeah.
And all the guesswork's taken out. It's asking you to knead it for 3 minutes because there's more ingredients in the bowl. How cool is that?
That's great.
That's awesome. That's good.
Isn't it?
I
That
think
is very good.
particularly for the curries and the risottos and stuff like that. I mean,
My word.
yeah.
My word. All right. So that was my number 1. I've got a few to go through. The next one, another fave in our house. Hello. Sticky dough pudding is a winner. I don't know about you, but I like to steam my sticky dough pudding in my Veroma.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you can now change it from 12 portions to 18. Okay. So if you wanted to reduce the serving sizes, then you would need to do so. See down here, not the right size, serving size for you. Make it your own. So you click on make it your own. Okay. And it's just telling you the scaled recipe will appear in your created list recipes. So it's going to add it to my created recipes, and I'll show you in a minute. And it's without human review. So not all aspects of the recipe can be scaled automatically. Make sure to check the result and modify when needed. I haven't even checked on this, learn more. There you go. There's more information about scaling tips, which is really handy. And that just explains what I've just told you, that if you are following a recipe that has already been scaled, you're guaranteed it's going to work out. If you're modifying it yourself, you might need to tweak it a bit, like make it see, oh yeah, no, that was too much flour, or whatever the case may be.
Is it more the liquid side of it or dry ingredients? That's what's always feared me, that if you're trying to modify a bit, yeah. So
Well, I mean, as a rule of thumb, we were always told if you're having a recipe, you have all the ingredients.
have all the ingredients, okay.
And you take 20% off the long cook time. So say for a risotto, the long cook time is 13 minutes.
Yeah.
If you wanted to halve that recipe, so put in half the ingredients, and you would work out 20% of 13 minutes and reduce the cook time down.
Okay.
That's a general rule. And for doubling, you increase the long cook time for 20%.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
just a very general rule of thumb. Still not guaranteed, but yeah. So obviously for you ladies, most of you wanting to scale down, your solution would be, and let's do it, make it your own, and we're going to start. Okay, so calculate new servings. So you might want to make half of it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So you can bring it down. It's still not guaranteed. So it says reduce by 50%. Let's save that and we'll come back to it later. So I would probably change that sticky date pudding. I would call it 50%.
Yeah.
Whatever. You can call it whatever you like. Confirm. And if you want to put your own picture in there, you can. It's still got everything else. It's now down to 6 servings. And you're now, as you test it, you might want to put some tips in here. You might want to say, I don't know, or you know, you can change these steps. If it says, gosh, I don't know. Well, say for example, you don't want to cook it in the oven. You want to do it in the varoma. So you would take that oven step out and you would say grease your darial molds and how long you want to put it in the varoma for. Yeah.
So how do you actually go in and change or type over that or delete that?
It's easier from
oven
a laptop, from a computer.
Yep.
So for example, let's just say place pitted dates into the bowl.
Yeah.
Let's say you wanted to use sultanas instead. So you would click on it.
Right.
And you would.
And then you can change
edit
it.
the ingredient.
Awesome.
Yep. It's pretty groovy. So we'll do some more of that in a little bit. We'll go on with our top 15. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when you're done making your changes, you hit confirm.
Right.
We may as well do it now. And you go through and make sure you're happy with everything.
How long would you steam it for in the varoma?
I think about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh.
Because we've only got two people in our household, myself and my husband, and I have to sort of try and work out, okay, divide it, quarter it, whatever the case may be. And sometimes I think, oh, it's just too hard.
I know, but now you can do it and you'll have it saved in here.
I'm with you, Val.
Yeah, it's
just
just like,
away.
oh my God. Yeah, okay.
I'm with you
sounds
too.
good
Who
tonight.
wants to think at the end of the day, for God's sake, we've just done a whole day. We're done thinking, yeah? So I've just said, I like to steam individual puddings in the varoma, 20 minutes, varoma speed 2. And I would actually put that in the steps, but I'm just showing you quickly. And I would also add in terrible speller. Don't know what I've done wrong in there. Grease darial molds to go into the aroma. Both tray and dish. So you can fit quite a lot in there. So I like to make my individual Christmas puddings, and while my custard's cooking, or brandy custard is cooking below, I've got my Christmas puddings steaming and warming up above in the varoma.
Yum.
Yeah, we're getting that. We're getting there, aren't we? We're starting to think about Christmas. Okay, so when you finish, you go done. And now it's in my created recipes.
Right.
And I'll show you how to get to those. We may as well do it now while we're here. Okay, so we want to go into my recipes. And you see here we've got created.
Yep.
You click on created recipes, and these are all the recipes that I have added myself. So this best Oriental brown rice salad is in the recipe community. Okay. The recipe community now has a button that you can click and save it to Cookidoo. Game changer. There are so many great recipes on the recipe community, and I'll quickly show you how to do that. The mixed recipe community. This is what we had before Cookidoo, as many of you will remember. Here we go. Amarillo chutney. That sounds interesting. Kind of want to add something that I'm likely to use. Doesn't matter. I can always delete it. What's this? Silver beet and ricotta rolls. No thanks. Apple crumble. That sounds nice. Okay.
Yep.
Recipe of the week is this apple crumble that someone has loaded. So let's go into that. And here we've got an add to Cookidoo. So we just click that and it's added to Cookidoo. Confirm. How easy is that? And of course you can add your own
notified.
Pardon?
Does the person get notified? That
no, because they're on the recipe community. It's not copyrighted.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Obviously, you can't do this with recipes that are copyrighted, but if they're on the recipe community, they're free for all for anyone to see. Same with I often get asked about Skinny Mixer's recipes. If there's recipes on the Skinny Mixer website, free for anyone to look at, yes, you can put those on. But if they're from a cookbook that is copyrighted, no. Okay, so my apple crumble is here now, and I can amend it. I could take my own picture, which I might like better, and put my own picture in there.
And you can change the serving size.
And you can change the serving size, and you can change the ingredients if you want to. You might want to decrease the sugar. You might want to, I don't know, instead of self-raising flour, use plain flour and bicarb and baking powder. You might want to use Nuttelex instead of butter. You can go in and change it. See, you've got your little pencil button here, and you know, you just go in and change them to whatever it is you want them to be. Pretty cool.
Wow.
Okay. So, and yes, very, very cool that you can change the sizes. All right, let's get back to my top list. Oh, we're still in created recipes. Basic cookbook. All right, I've done with the sticky date puddings. Gee, what a surprise that we got off track with that. The carrot cake. If you haven't made this, oh my God, you've just got to. It is delicious. So
I made the one out of the recipe community. It was called moist carrot cake, and the recipe is enough to make two big rounds.
Yep.
And people keep saying, make me one. So I've made a few and given them away, but it's just like, oh my God, it's so nice.
So good.
It is, awesome. Yeah.
So if you wanted to make this a bit smaller, you could bring it down to 16. Not the right serving size for you. You go in and make it your own through the created recipes.
Awesome.
Keeping in mind that these are guaranteed, those are not. But I mean, how many wonderful recipes are on the recipe community? You do occasionally get one that's kind of missed a step or two or missed ingredients, but that's, you know, human error, and that's the risk you take. So that's another good one. Next, this is something that I make at least once a week, boiled rice. Favorite rice, because I am a complete dud when it comes to cooking rice. I love my Thermomix for making rice. Now, we can decrease that down to 2 serving sizes, which is going to suit most of you ladies. And then you don't have copious amounts of leftover rice. You do need to be careful with rice, with it going rancid. Okay, done the pizza dough, boiled rice. This is another great one. The broccoli salad with red peppers and pine nuts. Look at what a high rating this gets. I've actually not made this, but it really grabbed my attention. 10 minutes. Yeah, so healthy too. So if you had extra people coming, like for a barbecue, or you had to take it to a barbecue, you'd be doing the 8 portions. But if it's just the 1 or 2 of you, you'd switch down to 2. Game changer. Are we excited, ladies?
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah.
Was that a broccoli salad with red peppers and pine nuts?
Yeah. I might even do a bit of, a top 15 list, and I'll when I email you all, I'll pop the links in. How about that?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're
thank you.
The torta caprese, which is another beautiful cake. It's really great whenever I've got people coming over who are gluten-free. It's a total winner. I'm sure you've all made it. 12 portions, you can bring it down to 10. I'm not sure why you'd bother. Because it's so yummy. So there's another one. What else have we got here? There's a couple of really ones I'm really excited about. Now, Fruity Dream, I tend to scale that up just naturally. I'll wing it. But, you know, being able to scale it down is good too, you know, because not everyone has lots of freezer access. So Fruity Dream is on high rotation in our house. And of course, we make it a lot in demos because it's got the wow factor.
What about a risotto? Have you got a risotto one?
I'll have a look at that in a sec.
Thank you.
So vegetable stock paste. When I make it, I like to get the most bang I can for my buck. So increasing it to a bigger portion is great for me, but it might be too much for you. So putting it down to 4 portions is probably going to be better, keeping in mind that it does keep for 6 months in your fridge if you use the full salt content. 6 months in your fridge in a sealable container, and it will keep. If you're conscious about not having all that salt in there and you want to reduce the salt, you are reducing the life of your stock, and you might want to consider freezing portions of it. Okay, so what's next on my list? This one is I'm so excited that this one's here. Where is it? Tomato pasta sauce. Okay, now I make this with real tomatoes when they're in season, or otherwise I make it with canned tomatoes when they're not in season. And it's what I put on my schnitzels, on my pizza, in my lasagna. It's just a winner recipe. I absolutely love it. Let's just check that I have rated it. And that's the other thing, ladies. I hope you rate your recipes, and I have. I've said very good. Now, you can add extra things to it. You can add in chili if you want to. You can add in like oregano if you want a different flavor. Leave the basil out, throw in some oregano, or add both. It's up to you. So at the moment, that makes 450 grams. I would typically double it anyway, but look at this. It's nearly tripled. How cool is that?
Wow.
So when you have got your tomatoes in season, have a look at this. So tips and tricks. Save your overcooked vegetables, whatever. Instead of crushed tomatoes, use fresh plum tomatoes, or I like to use Roma if I've had them in my garden. After adding the ingredients in step 2, crush 15 seconds, speed 5, and proceed with the recipe, extending cooking time to 30 minutes, and place simmering basket instead of the measuring cup onto the bowl. Another thing you can do is roast your tomatoes in the oven with some garlic and onion. Roast them and then add them in where you would normally put the crushed tomatoes. Now, I'm a no fuss kind of girl. Those of you who know me will know that, I'm not all about peeling tomatoes. That's just not on my radar at all. And this is why I love this recipe, is I can put my tomatoes in from the garden, just give them a wash, chop them if they're a bit big, and blitz them. And you don't even know the skins are in there. Huge time-saving tip, that one. Of course, you can peel them if you really want to, but why would you?
No.
Okay, so that's probably one of my favorites that I'm excited to see on there. Now, another one that's pretty exciting, find it, is, where is it? Got one too color. Can't find it now. Oh well, we'll come back to that one. All right, I'm going to start typing them in because it's too hard looking through all of this. So the next one that I'm looking forward to is basil pesto. Oh, there it is, right there.
Oh, nice.
So when you've got copious amounts of basil, you can make extra, or if you want to make less. So that chicken pesto pasta is to die for. So you need pesto for that. Even some of the pesto dips, or just adding it with a bit of olive oil to some pasta. Beautiful, gorgeous. So I'm a bit excited about that one too. So easy. The next one is an absolute fave. My daughter is going to be so excited to see this.
Oh,
The
yeah.
herb and garlic dip is to die for. I use it in scrolls, and there we go. You can now increase it up to 12 or halve it. Okay, if it makes too much for you, because if it's only one or two of you, that's a winner. We all know making your own dips is just such a great way to save money, but also to cut out preservatives in your diet, and eating real ingredients. So a bit excited about that one too. So I just use the pizza dough, add some bread improver, and roll it out into a rectangle, spread the herb and garlic butter on it, put some crushed cheese in there, any type of cheese, roll it up, and then cut into the scrolls and bake in the oven for about 15, 20 minutes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Kids love them in their school lunches, and gives them garlic breath and keeps the boys away. Probably not.
Not if they
Teenage
share.
We can only try. Okay, chocolate pudding. I haven't made this recipe, but it looks really good. So it's 6 portions at the moment. Oh, that mustn't be the one. I'm sure there
No,
was one.
you've gone on to the custard.
Oh, I have two. Oops. Chocolate pudding.
That's the second one over. They look the same. It's the same picture. One says custard, one says pudding.
There we go. You can change it. I don't know why all that. There we go. You can change it down or change it up. So easy. We're into the chocolate realm now. Who loves chocolate?
Who doesn't? Yeah, love
Everybody.
Yeah, and if they say they don't, they're liars.
Yeah.
Okay, chocolate ganache. Why wouldn't you want to make more or less of that? So at the moment, 180 gram serving, well, you can double that. Is that double? No, that's not double, not quite double. And obviously, it would be very easy to go through created recipes and reduce it too. I think I've got one more chocolate. Here we go. Chocolate ice cream, that's not the recipe I want.
Now, I've never done ice cream. Is that easy to do?
It's so easy, but you need to make it a day in advance.
Yeah.
Now, why isn't the...
Oh, that's a bit weird. Because it's got it in the banana split, clearly.
Yeah, I'm looking for a particular recipe.
It's
Pain. We'll get there. Oh, look at all these basic cookbooks, because all the different countries. What the Australian one? You might just have to take my word on that. So there you go, that mushroom risotto. It's not the TM6 version, but you can reduce it to half, which is great for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
That's okay. Let's have a look. The one I love is the TM6 version. That's it. Let's see if we can do that one. No. It'll come.
Is that the one you wanted though? Oh yeah. Because there was another one.
Yeah, there's the non-TM6 version,
Oh, okay.
but
I did the one from the
this one.
yeah, the basic cookbook. My goodness me. I could have fed an army.
You what?
I made the one from the cookbook when
Yeah.
I first got it, and it made so much risotto.
Yeah. Well,
can
there's
make
this
two.
one, and it you can bring it down to 2. But you're
What's-
getting the idea now that you can have a play and you can manipulate it. And then once you've done it once, it's there in your creative recipes. So you just don't need to think about it again. All right.
I'm going to have to jump off, Tess.
That's all right. I'll send you the recording so you can catch the end. We're nearly done. But
Okay.
thank you for joining us. Fresh pasta dough. You're going to make your own pasta. I don't know about you. I kind of want to make a decent amount of it. At the moment, it's 4 servings. You can bring it down to 2, or you can bring it up to 10, 8, or 6. Winning. Love that. Now,
Awesome.
who likes a cheeky cocktail?
Yeah.
Margarita. At the moment, it makes 6. I've clicked on the wrong one. No, one of them. There we go. If you only want to make it for 4, or you want to make it for 8 because you've had people pop over. It's pretty good, isn't it? Are we
awesome.
excited?
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah. Now I've got the 6 obviously, but I've also got a 5. Can that scaling also work on the 5 as well?
It'll work on your Cookidoo on your app.
Yeah.
But it won't
Yeah.
show on your 5. No.
Right. Okay. Cool.
It's just not got the software compatibility, the requirements that are needed that the TM6 does have. So you should have, you might need to do an update on your TM6. And
yeah, well, I did.
Yeah.
Because I joined up the other day so I could get the scaling. So I upgraded to the 3.0.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Of course, that's the
Yeah.
other thing. You do need to be on Cookidoo 3.0.
Yeah.
Because that will unlock the scaling and also the created recipes. If you're just on the standard Cookidoo, you won't have access to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
So what? Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say what I could do, because sometimes I use both the 6 and the 5. So if there's something that I want to cook in the 5 while I've got the 6 going and it's scaling, I just bring it up on my iPad or something like that and then do it that
manually.
Way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or you could adjust the recipe. You could still follow the recipe, but adjust the sizes and the times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Anyone got any questions for me?
No, fantastic.
No.
Thank you.
No.
You found this
Awesome.
helpful?
Very.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. I'm so pleased. Now go off and cook. Is there
Well,
anything?
I was going to say I'm here on my own. I'm here on my own until Monday, so I'll just leave it.
Yeah,
I'll have a
fair
play
enough.
around, but yeah. But I will
Fair enough.
get back into it Monday.
What would you like to see in future events like this? Is there anything in particular you'd like me to cover?
Not. I can't think of anything at this point. No.
That's okay. Well, thank you all very much for joining, and thank you to those who watch back on replay. I hope you've got some value out of it, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out with either your consultant or me. I'm more than happy. I love answering questions. And one other thing, whereabouts are you guys all located? Are you in Victoria?
I'm in I'm in Sydney.
You're in Sydney? All right.
Yep.
I just wanted
Northern
to
New
let.
South Wales.
Oh, okay.
Completely spread out.
Anyone who's watching and is in Victoria, we have a couple of beautiful in-person cooking classes happening over in November. So on the 12th of November, we've got the Eltham Festive Fix with the Thermomix class. It is a beautiful brand new class. So that's in Eltham in Victoria. On the 12th, or on the 27th, we've got the same class happening in Gisborne at the Flying Pigeon, which will also be a wonderful class. You will need to book your tickets. They are $40 a ticket, and you get to sample everything that we cook. And you have a variety of consultants and team leaders presenting. And it's just a great way to get along and see the Thermomix in action and maybe see some dishes that you've not seen before. We've particularly chosen dishes that show technique, not just, next. You don't want to, come and see that probably, but to actually show some technique, like the, what's it called? The hazelnut tort, which has got real technique shown in it and tells you how to make the hazelnut spread, which is Nutella. And there's a salmon phyllo. So jump on the website, ladies, for you interstate, because there will be a class running near you and you might like to get along to it. I'm not sure about what the other team leaders do, but I have a bit of a door prize for anyone who brings a friend that doesn't have a TM6. They go in the draw to win a thermoserver. So yeah, I'm sure the other team leaders do something similar too. So yeah, jump on the website, have a look at what classes are near you, and you'll be inspired for Christmas.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, ladies, thank you very much for your time. And
thank you.
I'll see you next time.
Thank you,
you.
Tess.
Very
Bye.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
Bye.